On the record in two cases. First case is cause number 322166. Second case is cause number 326465. Both cases are style of state of Texas versus Myrtle Johnson. The first case, cause number 322166, is a motion to revoke probation case. And the second case, cause number 326465, is a DWI. On the docket, they have DWI second, but I'm looking at a DWI with an enhanced. Oh, yes, that's a different. Okay, both, let me do, the MTRP is a DWI, but it's a motion to revoke probation. The second case is a DWI second. Ms. Johnson, Ms. Johnson, you could turn, Ms. Johnson is appearing via Zoom. Ms. Johnson, you turn your mic off of mute. Okay, Ms. Johnson, your name is Myrtle Johnson, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how are you doing, Ms. Johnson?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Ms. Johnson, you are here represented by your attorney, Mr. James Macon. Mr. Macon, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, Your Honor, this morning. Thank you for asking.
Okay, now, Mr. Macon, Ms. Johnson has a motion to revoke probation, and she also has a DWI second. This case is on the motion to revoke. The first case is on the motion to revoke probation docket. We have probation officer in court, and we have the prosecutor who is appearing via Zoom. Let's see. Mr. Macon, do you have an announcement that you'd like to make in reference to Ms. Johnson?
Yes, Your Honor. On both of her cases, yesterday I received a wraparound offer from Ms. Maxey, and I'd just like a very short period of time to go over such offer with my client, her family. I believe it will dispose of both cases.
Okay. Now, you said you need a short time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, how much time do you need?
2 weeks.
Okay. Let's see. Now, let's see, Mr. Macon.
Yes,
I
Your
see
Honor.
here that Ms. Johnson has this DWI second. Was she given bond conditions?
I have no idea on that, Your Honor. I would assume she was.
Okay, and because I know that anytime you have a DWI second, the standard bond conditions require that a defendant get a interlock device installed on their vehicle. Well, she's on probation. I'd imagine she wouldn't must have an interlock. Let me ask you now. Let me do this here. Okay, you got the bond conditions?
She has it on her DWI, I think.
No, that's the old one. What about the new one?
No, there's not one on there.
Okay.
No, you're not going to take it out.
Okay, now,
I'm on Zoom, hon.
Mr. Macon,
Yes, Your Honor.
the court is going to give your client, Ms. Myrtle Johnson, some bond conditions of the abundance of caution. And in these conditions, I'll go ahead on and read. Sure. Now, Ms. Johnson, I'm going to give you what is called standard bond conditions in County Court at Law Number 2. And the bond conditions are as follows. Following the arrest and or accusation in County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the following additional conditions. Number one, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Ms. Myrtle Johnson, do you understand that condition? Ms.
Yes, sir.
Johnson, do you understand that condition?
Yes,
Okay, condition number two, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order and order the arrest of any defendant who A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol and the test indicates the presence of drugs and alcohol in the defendant's body. And that's pursuant to the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.44, subsection A2 and subsection C2. Ms. Johnson, do you understand that condition?
yes, sir.
Okay. Now, condition number three, it doesn't apply in this case, so I'll go to condition number four. A defendant who has been arrested or accused of any subsequent offense listed under Section 49.04 through 49.06 of the Texas Penal Code, and that section deals with DWI. So it's a DWI second or more. It states that a defendant who has been arrested or accused of any subsequent offense listed under Section 49.04, 4906 of the Texas Penal Code shall not operate any motor vehicle unless the vehicle is equipped with an interlock device mechanism that makes impractical the operation of the vehicle if ethyl alcohol is detected in the breath of the operator, and said device shall be installed at the defendant's expense with written verification of such installation being submitted to the court on or before, it says 10 days after arrest, but if you don't have one, we're gonna say 10 days from today. And your attorney could show proof.
I've been having one since.
Okay, well, that's good. So we'll just, so you already
Since 2020.
adherent to that, to that condition, okay.
Judge, she has bond conditions.
Not on the new case. At least that's what the clerk said. She said she has bond conditions on the MTR, the old case that DWI enhanced.
Is that 322166?
No, 326465.
That's the DWI.
DWI second, yes.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay. Okay, so could you give us a reset date, Miss?
521.
Okay, so it's gonna be reset to May 21st of 2021. Okay, now, Mr. Macon, your reset will be sent to you. Ms. Johnson, please stay in contact with your attorney. This will conclude your cases, and you have a blessed day, and you are excused. And Mr. Macon, I think that,
That's all I have, Your Honor, and thank you very much.
okay, you're excused as well, and you have a blessed day.
You too.
I don't know how to get off there. Get off.
We're on a record in cause number 328878. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Justin Allen Warren. Billy, could you please go get Justin Allen Warren?
Should I leave this with y'all? The prosecutor, I think, is gonna bring this.
They usually, no, you can give it to her. They usually, you can give it to me. They usually send it down on the printer.
Okay.
Now, this case is on the court's announcement docket.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Warren, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Warren, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sir.
Okay, Mr. Warren, you may put your hand down. Ms. Warren, please put your mask over your nose and your mouth. Thank you, sir. Mr. Warren, how are you doing?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Warren, the information in this case alleges that on or about October 20th of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Mr. Warren, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Warren, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No comment.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Mr. Warren, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. It's also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, Mr. Warren, are these your initials on the line that says nola contingere, which means no contest?
Yes, sir.
And on page 3 of this document, Mr. Warren, is this your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, Mr. Warren, which is titled the Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Warren, there are 2 boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that? The second box states that you're waiving your right to appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Warren, I also have before me a document that is titled the Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature on the second line of this document?
Yes, sir. I didn't sign it.
Yeah. Now, Mr. Warren, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor, and I'd also like to offer State's Exhibit 2, which is the probable cause affidavit for this case.
Any objection?
No objection.
No objection. State's Exhibits Number 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Parker, you have advised and counseled Mr. Warren. Is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Warren, your attorney, Mr. Parker, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Warren, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it's 180 days over 15 months, $1,000 fine, 80 hours community service, DWI education, drug and alcohol assessment, and an interlock device.
Okay, Mr. Warren, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in jail. However, you will not have to serve any time in jail on this case because that jail time will be probated for 15 months. During the 15-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $1,000 and court costs of $422. Now that comes to a total fine and court cost of $1,422. You will also be required to pay probation fees of $60 a month and a urinalysis fee of $15 a month. And you will also be required to pay the Jefferson County DWI education class an initial evaluation fee of $125. If a further evaluation is needed, you will be required to pay an additional $50. Now, the total monthly installments that you will be required to pay is $180. Would you be able to pay the $180 each month?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Warren, you will also be required to perform 80 hours of community service, attend the DWI education class, and have a drug and alcohol assessment. You will also be required to install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. And you will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Mr. Warren, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
I do, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Warren, I will follow the plea bargain agreement that you entered into with the state. Mr. Warren, please stand on the X where your attorney is standing, and you're gonna follow the directions of the clerk. And once you finish here, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you. Your Honor, I have one other case.
Yes.
That, my client's present is Mr. Bowman. We have an offer on it. I think we're gonna reach an agreement, but I need to go over the discovery of my client. I have to
Okay,
set the
is
video.
Bowman here?
He's in the hallway, Judge.
Yeah, yeah. Mr. Bailey, would you go get Mr. Bowman?
He's just to the left.
Okay, Mr. Warren.
We're on the record in cause number 328-382. The case is style of state of Texas versus Michael Christopher Bowman. Is that your full name?
Yes. I'm sorry. report.
How are you doing, Mr. Bowman?
Fine, Your Honor.
Okay, that's good. Mr. Bowman, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Alan Parker. Mr. Parker, how are you doing?
Good, good.
And Mr. Parker, you have an announcement you'd like to make in Mr. Bowman's case?
Your Honor, I believe we're close to resolving this matter, but I need a little more time to get a copy of the video, which I've already ordered to review with my client before we go forward.
How much time do you need?
Well, I don't know how long it's gonna take.
45 days?
That's fine, yeah.
Okay. Ms. Coordinator, could you give us a date?
I'll set it with his other ones on 6/25, and I'll meet him halfway to get it.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, we reset it, June 25th, 2021. Mr. Bowman, just stay in contact with your attorney. He's gonna get you reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. And I think, Mr. Parker, this is your last one.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're free to go as well. And Mr. Bowman, you have a blessed day. Mr. Parker, you have a
Judge.
blessed day as well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's see, we got Mr. Kimber. Okay. We're gonna. Is that Urshika Mallet? would you please call Urshika Mallet?
That's mine, Your Honor. Yushika Mallet.
Oh, it's Yushika Mallet? Okay,
She has a pending felony also.
okay. Yeah, the bailiff is going to get her, just. Okay, now your name is Yushika Mallet?
Yes.
How you doing, Miss Mallet?
All right, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Miss Mallet, your attorney is Mr. Wright Kimler. Mr. Kimler is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Kimler, how are you doing?
Pretty good, Your Honor.
That's good. Mr. Kimler, you have an announcement you'd like to make? Miss Mallet?
I was just gonna set her for trial, or we'll just set her, if that's not possible, to keep that on the same date as a felony with a trial setting, just
Oh,
whatever, to keep it on the, let's put it on the same date as her felony.
Who is this, Mr. Kimler?
This is
Yushika Mallet, Mallet.
on the announcement docket.
Yeah, we could keep her on the announcement docket and just set it with the felony.
Like the felony is set on May 4th. That's what it looks like.
Well, we could just set her for trial on this misdemeanor then, I guess.
You want it trial?
Yeah, let's just go ahead and put it on the trial docket.
Okay.
It's still October the 4th.
October the
That'll
4th.
work.
Okay, now, Miss Mallet, just wait around. The court coordinator is going to give you a reset. Once she give you a reset, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. So just go have a seat in the gallery on one of the chairs that have the white tags on it. And Mr. Kimler, your reset will be sent to you. Docket your calendar, and I think this will. Do you have another case, or is this?
No, Your Honor, I believe this concludes my requirements.
Okay. Well, you excuse and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll do my best.
Okay. Mr. Roll call. Okay. Lloyd Jones. Yes, roll call. There's three cases. We're on the record in cause numbers 325-318, cause number 327-334, and cause number 327-844. All three cases are styled the state of Texas versus Lloyd Jones. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Jones?
I'm doing okay. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, Mr. Jones. You are represented here by your attorney, Mr. Charles Rojas. Mr. Rojas, how are you doing?
Doing well, Your Honor. Thank you.
That's good. Mr. Rojas, you'd like to make an announcement on Mr. Jones' case?
Mr. Jones has a pending felony, Judge. I think it's set on June 14th. I'd like to go ahead and keep these cases set with that felony if we can.
Okay, just hold on a minute. Ms. Smith, did you hear that?
No, sir, I was bringing the reset.
Okay, it's Lloyd Jones. He has a felony case set on June 14th, 2021. Mr. Rojas would like to keep these cases on that same date.
Okay, that's gonna be on a Monday on announcement docket.
Okay, Mr. Jones, you're gonna have a seat in the gallery. The coordinator is gonna bring you your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Just have a seat in one of the chairs with the white tag on it. And Mr. Rojas, This will conclude your cases. Your reset will be sent to you, and you have a blessed day as well.
Thank you, Judge. You too.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Smith, are you ready?
No, sir. Hang on one second.
Okay. Ms. Smith, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Who are we on?
Okay, we're gonna be on Cleveland, excuse me. Yeah, Cleveland Chambers, motion to revoke probation docket.
Okay.
We on the record in cause number 318966 and cause number 322442. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Cleveland James Chambers Jr. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Chambers?
All right today.
Okay, that's good. Mr. Chambers, you're here represented by your attorney, Ms. Laura Terrazzo. Ms. Terrazzo, how you doing?
Great.
That's good. Ms. Okay, Ms. Ferrazzo, Mr. Chambers' case is on the court's motion to revoke probation docket. Do you have an announcement that you would like to make in
Um,
his cases?
Yes, Your Honor. So I have not had a chance to visit with the prosecutor to get an offer on the case. However, Mr. Chambers is willing to go ahead and plead true to the allegations today, if that's.
Oh, did, you wanna talk to Mr. Shearer?
I
He's,
can.
he's the prosecutor, so what we'll do, we'll,
I wasn't sure how you wanted. us
you
to-
can, you can talk to him.
Okay.
What I'll do is just, call your case back.
I just gave it to you with the other one.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if she's, Melanie, your mic, is on. Okay, so, what we'll do is, give you some time so you can, maybe
Yes, sir.
call and just, talk to Mr. Shearer.
Yes, sir.
He's up in the DA's office.
I see him.
Okay,
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
okay.
Your
Now,
Honor, on,
Yes.
on this case, I would also want to bring in our probation officer that's here to get
Okay.
his thoughts on it also.
okay, okay, you may go forward.
You can come on over.
I have, the recommendation from his officer was to review in 90 days and continue to pay his fees.
Okay, the recommendation was to review in 90 days and for him to continue and pay his fees
Along with his, drug offender education class.
along with his drug offender education class.
Yes, Your Honor, I think that would be appropriate because we are talking about just basically failure to pay, and it looks like he has obtained employment.
So,
Okay, so we want to review in 90 days?
yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Smith, could you give us a date?
Hang on just a second. I need to change my calendar.
So you say you're gonna do a review in 90 days and he's gonna,
Continue to pay fees and complete his DOE, for his, drug offender education class.
okay,
Thank you.
okay.
July 31st.
Okay, it's gonna be reset to July 31st. And at that time, we'll review the case, see if you,
Yes,
are you paying and whether or not you completed your drug education
yes,
class.
sir.
Okay. So, Ms. Ferrazzo, the court coordinator will give you your reset.
Yes, sir.
And
Do
you
I need
put,
to go to the back to get that?
well, you can.
Okay.
And, Mr. Chambers, you can just have a seat. Your attorney's gonna bring the reset out to you. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
And Ms. Ferrazzo, once you get your reset, I think this is your only case. You have a blessed
Yes,
day as
sir.
well.
That
You'll
is
be
it.
excused.
Thank you. Okay. I'll be there in just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
You can't pick that up. No, good morning. Mr. Shearer is the chief of this meeting.
Okay. We're back on the record. We're on the record in cause number 317394, cause number 328368. All two cases are styled the state of Texas versus Reginald Cole.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Cole?
Wonderful, Your Honor, and yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Cole. You're here represented by Attorney James Paget. Mr. Paget, how you doing?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm blessed this morning.
That's good, Mr. Paget. Your case is on, Mr. Cole's case is on the motion to revoke probation docket.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Mouton, do we have a recommendation from the probation department?
Yes, sir. The recommendation was for revocation based on the new charge.
Recommendation for revocation?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
The case expired in February.
okay. Now, Mr. Paget, we need to, are you gonna set this for a hearing?
Well, Your Honor, if I may speak, I didn't want to cut off Mr. Mouton. I've discussed the situation with Mr. Mouton. I've also just got off the telephone with Mr. Shearer. Mr. Cole has paid off everything on probation, completed all his obligations. The allegation is obviously the new law violation. There are some extenuating circumstances that I've discussed with Mr. Shearer. Mr. Shearer asked, well, he didn't ask, I asked him and he agreed. If there's a way for us to reset this case for him to contact the probation department, we're at a situation to where we wanted to try to get Mr. Cole some help while he's still under the supervision of the probation department, even though the case is expired. If you would allow us maybe a few weeks, Mr. Shearer, would a couple of weeks be enough?
Yes, Your Honor. What we were talking about is some possible inpatient treatment. And so we would need some time to get this set up. This would be bundled into his new case. So his MTRP and his new case would be all handled together. And,
Okay.
With the ultimate goal of getting Mr. Cole some help.
Okay,
The situation, Your Honor, is he very easily could plead to some jail time. And when he comes out of jail, he's going to be in the same situation that he is right
I
now.
understand.
And we're going to be, so I believe in this man, which has nothing to do with this case. And I think Mr. Shearer agrees that it's a soul worth saving. So if there's something we can work out, I would really like to try to do it.
Okay, okay. So, Mr. Shearer and Mr. Paget, I'm thinking in terms of time limit, well, not time limit, but in terms of a reset, what about a reset in 45 days? Would that be?
Whatever pleases the court, because
Or, I mean, we have a standard 30 days, but it may take some time. I'm saying 45 or more, if that's what you want to do.
well, Mr. Shearer is the one who's going out on a limb trying to assist Mr. Cole a little bit here. So I would defer to Mr.
Your Honor, I think 45 days would be appropriate. In the meantime, if Mr. Paget and maybe Mr. Mouton can assist with bringing to the state's attention appropriate inpatient treatment programs, then we could select from something like that. And then that would be part of a plea deal on the new case.
Well, Mr. Shearer would probably be dealing with another probation officer. In my discussions with Mr. Mouton, he's a stand-in here this morning. Not that he wouldn't help me, and he hasn't. He's really given me a whole lot of good advice.
But I think Ms. Barlow is supposed to be back, like she's going to be out 6 weeks, right?
Yes, sir.
This should cover that. Well, but we're still going to have somebody working on it.
Right.
But she should be back by the time his case comes back.
Didn't want to lead you to believe, Mr. Shearer, that Mr. Mouton was, running point on this.
I'd be glad to help, but yeah, it'll be Mr. Minor, he's his supervisor also, correct?
Probation officer?
Yeah.
Ms. Williams.
Ms. Williams.
Ms. Williams.
Okay,
And I'm still, Your Honor, I'm still reporting into her.
okay,
Even though, I'm still reporting her once a month.
okay. And I noticed, I see a note here that you have a interlock device on your
He does,
vehicle.
Your Honor, and
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I think the court may have proof of that, but I do.
Yeah,
have-
I see a note here saying proof of interlock in file, March 5th of
Yes, Your Honor,
2021.
I
Yes, sir.
made a copy and provided it to the
Right.
court.
Okay.
But I do have another, have it on my phone, so if the court needs.
Oh, no. It says in the file, it's just a note to let
Yes,
us know
sure.
that he has it. I was just mentioning.
Agreed.
Miss,
if I may address the court, Your Honor, and, I've taken it upon my own ability to stop the alcohol and quit drinking, but I would appreciate the court's help. Yeah, I haven't touched an alcohol and I've, getting up there in age and I did it to myself. I take full responsibility for my actions, but I'm also helping myself in the meantime. I don't want to drink no more.
And I think that's why Mr. Shearer is willing to.
Yes,
to
that's
try
fine.
to-
Thank you, Mr. Sheriff.
Ray, when he said that, I thought about, well, we under COVID. You remember when we used to, as a condition of bond, people used to go to, AANA? You remember that?
Yes, Your Honor. But in the case of Mr. Cole, I think that the consensus was that going to meetings may not be enough. It needs to probably be some type of
I
input.
was just saying, like, in between, now and then, just to kind of have him at least, doing something, until we come back to court. That's, I was
tend to
looking at
agree.
it, I was looking at it from that standpoint.
And I would
Yes,
tend-
Your Honor. I think that would be appropriate.
Okay,
at least-
Your Honor, several AA meetings have started meeting again in person.
okay,
That's what I'm-
And so that option is available, but also several meet on Zoom.
right.
Yeah, I think it would probably be best for Mr.
I know we used to
Holmes
have
meet in
some,
person.
we don't have those signing sheets no more. I know we used to have some
Your Honor, I'll provide him with.
with the signing
with a
sheet.
notebook.
Okay, and he'll come back with, let me do this here.
I'm very comfortable advising him on that.
Okay. Okay, what we're gonna do, I'm just going to give him some, what I'm gonna call it is a amended, standard bond conditions.
Yes, Your Honor.
And this is on, 317, 394, 328, 368. Copy of this front and back. Because that I could write on that one.
We'll keep it on there and we're not getting it off anytime soon.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Okay, we're back on the record in cause number 317394, cause number 328-368. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Reginald Cole. Mr. Cole, your attorney just handed you what is titled amended standard bond conditions in County Court at Law number 2. And I will go over these conditions with you. Following arrest and or accusation in County Court at Law number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the following additional conditions. Number 1, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who, A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and the test indicates the presence of drugs or alcohol in the defendant's body, and that's pursuant to the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.44, subsection A2 and subsection C2. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Now, this next condition is defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense. The defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And condition number 4, a defendant, and this applies to DWI cases, and it talks about the requirement for interlock. It said defendant who has been arrested or accused of any subsequent offense listed under section 49.04 through 4906 of the Texas Penal Code shall not operate any motor vehicle unless the vehicle is equipped with an interlock device mechanism that makes impractical the operation of the vehicle. If ethyl alcohol is detected in the breath of the operator, the said device shall be installed at the defendant's expense with written verification of such installation being submitted to the court on or before the 10th day after arrest. And you've already provided proof to the court.
Yes, sir.
All right. And number 5, attend AANA meetings 2 times a week and provide proof to the court. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And that's effective, this amended order is effective today, April 30th of 2021. Now, Mr. Cole, if you fail to obey the terms and conditions of your bond can be revoked, and if your bond is revoked, a warrant will be issued for your arrest. You can be placed in jail. You understand that? All right, so your case is going to be reset. Ms. Smith, can you give us?
July 30th.
July 30th? Okay. Okay, Mr. Cole, your case is gonna be reset to July 30th. Your attorney is gonna get your reset. And once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Just go have a seat in the gallery.
All right.
And
thank you, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Paget, I think
Thank
this
you,
is your only case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you excuse and you have a blessed day as well.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't recognize it.
Here's a discovery certification for the next case. I'm still typing right now.
Okay, thanks. And the next case is going to be on the announcement docket. We're on the record in cause number 327646. The case is style of state of Texas versus Rakesha Henry Boulard. Ms. Boulard, would you come forward? Is your full name Rakesha Henry Boulard?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Boulard, you may raise your right hand. Ms. Boulard, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Boulard, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Boulard?
Okay.
That's good. Ms. Boulard, the information, well, first of all, Ms. Boulard, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Macy, Mr. John Macy. Mr. Macy, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Your Honor.
That's
Thank you.
good. Now, Ms. Boulard, the information in this case alleges that on or about April 10 of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of interfering with public duties. Ms. Boulard, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes.
And to this charge, Ms. Boulard, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No, sir.
Now, you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Is that correct? You have to speak up. She's taking a record.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, Ms. Boulard, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, Ms. Boulard, are these your initials on the line that says Nola Contendere?
Yes, sir.
And on page 3 of the same document, Ms. Boulard, is that your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Boulard, I have another document before me. This document is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Ms. Boulard, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature at the bottom above the line that says defendant?
Yes, sir.
And there are 2 boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you're waiving, which means you're giving up your right to appeal. Do you understand that? And Ms. Boulard, I have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Ms. Boulard, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature on the second line above the line that says defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Boulard, prior to signing and initialing these documents, all these documents, did your attorney, Mr. Macy, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, you like to offer State's Exhibit Number 1?
Yes, Your Honor, and I'd also like to offer State's Exhibit Number 2, which is the probable cause affidavit for this case.
Mr. Macy, you have any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
No objections. State's Exhibit Number 1 and State's Exhibit Number 2 will be admitted. Mr. Macy, you've advised and counseled Ms. Boulard. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Boulard, your attorney, Mr. Macy, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Boulard, I would accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. It's for 6 months deferred probation, a $200 fine, and 20 hours community service.
Okay, Ms. Boulard, the state is offering that you serve 6 months deferred adjudicated probation. During this probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $200 and court costs of $292. That comes to a total of fine and court costs of $492. You'll also be required to pay probation fees of $60 each month, and a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. You'll also be required to reimburse the county the court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. Now, the total amount of your monthly installment is $225. Ms. Boulard, would you be able to pay the $225 per month?
Yes, sir.
You will? Okay. Now, Ms. Boulard, you'll also be required to perform 20 hours of community service, and you will have to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of the deferred probation. Now, Ms. Boulard, do you understand the state's offer?
Can I ask you something?
Yes, you can.
I've never heard him, I don't know anything about that. He can. I don't know if
Yeah,
you want to go back on the record or not, Judge. Ms. Bullard is wondering, since it was, it's not a drug or alcohol test, while you're requiring her to pay every month for
Those are some of
testing.
the standard terms and conditions of probation.
Is just, you know.
Yeah, she
every
would be
little
able to
bit
submit to
adds
drug.
up, but
Hmm?
It's just, it's a lot of money.
Well, that's why I asked her, my question was, Ms. Boulard, are you able to pay the $225 per month?
Look, I said, yeah, but I mean, if I can't pay it, will I be looking
Well,
at jail?
I just need to know if you can't pay, if you can't pay it, you need to tell me that now.
Because it is kind of steep.
Okay, so my question, I had the same question. Are you able to pay the $225 per month?
No, sir.
Okay, now, Ms. Boulard, I need to ask you some questions. Okay. Now, Ms. Boulard, are you employed?
No, sir.
So you're not employed. Do you receive Medicaid?
Yes, sir.
You do?
Yes, sir.
And do you receive SSI?
No, sir.
Or do you receive SNAP?
Yes.
You do? And TANF?
No.
Or do you live in public housing?
Yes.
You do? Okay, well. Ms. Boulard, are you married, single, divorced, separated, or widowed?
Divorce.
Divorced, okay. You receive child support?
Yes, sir.
How much do you receive a month?
I would like around five something.
About 500
Yes, sir.
per month, okay. Any other forms of, now your SNAP, how much you get on the SNAP?
It's 600.
600, okay, that's food stamps, okay. And what about Social Security? I mean, you don't get Social Security. Any other, you don't have no other governmental benefits, do you?
No, sir.
No other
I'm
form
just
of,
saying,
no other form of income? Okay. Now, in terms of your rent, are you required to pay, are you paying rent?
Yes, sir.
I know you say you live in public housing.
Yes.
And how much is your rent?
51.
51? Okay. And what about utilities, gas, water?
I pay my lights and gas.
How much is that per month?
The lights is 144 and the gas is like 70.
Okay, so that's, you say 144
Yes, sir.
and 70?
Yes.
So is that 211?
214.
214? Okay. And you don't pay child support, do you? And the food is basically what you get through SNAP? Okay. You have to pay for transportation costs? Like,
For like gas.
yeah, do you have a vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have a car note?
I'm very behind because I haven't been working.
I know, but I'm just saying, what's your car note a month?
279.
And, how much, 279? How much are you paying on gas, a month, on the average?
Like 30.
About 30?
30, yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so that's 309, okay, and, do you, let's see, gas. Oh, what about insurance?
Uh, It's 124.
Okay, so that's 3. And that's 3, 3, and 4. Okay, so your transportation costs is about $433. You have a cell phone?
Yes, sir.
How much you paying on that?
35.
35 a month. You're not paying any probation fees or anything? You don't have any medical expenses? You aren't paying on any credit cards, anything?
No, sir.
Okay, so the court is going to find that you're indigent. Okay. Okay. So the finding class 492. Divided by 12.5. Okay, 39. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. Miss Boulard, your fine and court costs, which totals $492, is going to be converted to 39 hours of community service. And that will be in addition to the 20 hours of community service that you required to pay. And your probation fee is going to be reduced to the minimum of $25. Okay. So Ms. Bullock, the clerk is going to have to redo the figures to let you know how much you will be paying per month. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And so we're gonna, I guess you'll have to get with.
Call Denise.
Okay.
And ask her a question and then I'm gonna respond.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's do this here. Just take a seat and then we'll call y'all right back up. We'll just be in recess for a minute. Yeah, I can adjust that on the judgment.
Okay.
I can, before I just could tab it up. I could adjust it. Okay. We're back on the record in cause number 327646, State of Texas versus Rakesha Henry Bullard. The court previously read Ms. Bullard, the offer that, or the judgment, and I'll reread the judgment. Ms. Bullard, state is offering 6 months deferred adjudicated probation. You'll be required to, during the 6 month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $200 plus court costs. The fine plus court costs comes to a total of $492. The probation fee, the court have found you to be indigent, so your probation fee in this case is going to be reduced to $25, and the fine and court costs of $492 is going to be converted to 39 hours of community service. You will be required to reimburse the county the court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. Now, and you'll also be required to pay a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. And if I didn't mention, I'll mention again, you'll be required to pay the probation fee of $25 each month. Now that comes to a total in the judgment of $190, but that $190 per month includes the $492. But the probation office, when they see the note at the bottom that this fine and court cost is going to be converted to 39 hours of community service, they will make the adjustment. And so therefore you'll be paying a lower amount than the $190 per month. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, you'll be required to perform 20 hours of community service. And that 20 hours of community service will be in addition to the 39 hours of community service to the fine and court cost that has been converted. Now, you would also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of your probation. Ms. Bullard, do you understand the state's offer and the court's finding you indigent?
Yes, sir.
And do you do you think that the state's offer and the court's adjustment is fair and just in your case?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the court's judgment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Bullard, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. And Ms. Bullard, the fine and court costs that is being discharged through 39 hours of community service in addition to the 50 hours of community service comes to a total of 59 hours of community service. And that's pursuant to Article 42.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. Do you understand that? Okay. Now, Ms. Bullard, do you accept the court's judgment?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Bullard, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Ms. Bullard, stand on the X where your attorney is standing, and you're going to follow the directions of the clerk. And once you finish here, following those directions, she'll tell you where you need to go, and you have a blessed day.
You too. Thank you.
And Mr. Macy, I think this is your only case.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, once you finish, I guess, signing the paperwork, you'll be excused, and you have a blessed day as well.
Thank you. Should be about $82 a month. I think I did too.
Sorry about that. Just, I need your right thumbprint on that blue light. Thank you. Now I'm gonna need your signature on this pad. You won't be able to see it, but I will.
I was looking on this second case, this resisting arrest, search transportation.
Yes, sir. I started 14 days and.
Okay, let me, I need to, I see Al Reed is on the MTRP, but who's, you on bond on the second case?
No, sir. I got out, but I was set 14 days and they let me go.
Oh, okay, hold on a minute. Ms. Smith,
Yes, sir.
I was looking at Mr. Cruz Turner on the motion to revoke probation docket. Look like his second case, I don't see a bondsman on that. Is he out on like a pure bond or something, or what's the status?
I believe he's on bond.
Well, he says he's on bond on the MTRP, that's what he said. But this other case, it doesn't have a bondsman that appeared on the docket like the other cases where a person has a bondsman.
It was transferred from a different county.
Is that I guess we would have to look in the file.
No, sir, we can't look in the file for out of county bond. Or you mean if he posted bond in another county? He just
No,
posted
I'm just trying to see what we have in this county that's just to verify that.
for the motion or
What did you say?
you're referring to the motion to revoke one?
The new case, 329064.
Right. I'll have to pull up his file.
Okay. Just. There he is. Who's the bottom one? On 329064. Melanie.
Yes, sir. He doesn't have a warrant if that's what you're
No,
asking.
no. I was getting ready to tell you that the clerk found the surety bond in his case, on that case. In that cause number.
From who?
Al Reed. She says Al Reed. When did he write the bond? What was the date?
For resisting search?
Yes, January.
Yes, on 1/26/21.
Okay. I just wasn't, for some reason, it didn't come up on the docket.
It's not in the back screen. I'll put it in now.
Okay. Okay, now, Mr. Moot, we don't have a process. Ms. Maxey, are you gonna handle this case?
I can, Judge.
Okay, okay, we're on the record in cause number 321044 and cause number 329064. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Justin Nicholas Turner. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir. Cruz Turner.
Okay. Oh, Justin Nicholas Cruz Turner.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How you doing, Mr. Cruz Turner?
I'm okay. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Cruz Turner, I have two cases here. The first case is a motion to revoke probation. And Mr. Cruz Turner, in this motion, the state alleges that on April 2nd of 2019, that you were found guilty for the offense of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more, and your punishment was assessed at 180 days confinement in the Jefferson County Jail and a fine of $1,200. And the confinement was probated for a term of 2 years. On March 5th of 2021, the state filed a motion to revoke your probation in this case. And there are 4 allegations in this motion. Now, Mr. Cruz Turner, you also have another case, which is Mr. Cruz Turner, which is cause number 329064. And that case is not a motion to revoke probation, but it is a misdemeanor charge of resisting arrest, search, transportation. Now, Mr. Cruz Turner, as a defendant in a criminal case, you have 3 options. Number 1, you may hire an attorney. Do you understand that option?
Yes, sir.
Number 2, if you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you may request an attorney be appointed to represent you. Do you understand that option?
Yes, sir.
And number 3, you may represent yourself. Do you understand that option?
Yes, sir.
If you want an attorney to represent you, and before I go any further, this document, the judge's explanation of rights to defendants without attorney, is actually on the table before you. Okay, and I'll just start at the paragraph below number 3. The number 3, okay, it says, if you want an attorney to represent you and have enough money to hire an attorney, the case will be reset to give you time to do so. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
If you want an attorney and do not have the money to hire one, you will need to fill out a financial questionnaire so that the proper person can determine whether or not to appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
If you, you may not speak to the prosecutor about your case unless you sign a written waiver of your right to be represented by an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Be aware that there are dangers to self-representation. Waiving your right to an attorney and representing yourself may result in a worse outcome for you and your case, including the loss of significant legal rights and opportunities relating to military service, possession of a firearm, housing and public benefits, child custody, immigration status for non-citizens, and employment. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you choose to proceed without an attorney, you may change your mind at any time and may request counsel from the court. Now, at the bottom of this document, it states, defendant's choice, mark initials next to only one choice. If your choice is, I want to reset this case to hire my own attorney, then you'll put your initials on the first line to the left. If your choice is, I have hired an attorney whose name is, then you'll put your initials on the second line to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. If your choice is, I want to apply for court-appointed counsel, then you'll put your initials on the third line to the left. If your choice is, I have a court-appointed attorney, then you'll put your initials on the fourth line to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. And finally, if you want to waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself, then you'll put your initials on the fifth line to the left. Now, once you finish initialing one of those lines, you will sign on the line that says defendant, and you will place today's date, April 30th, on the line that says date. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you have a pen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can make your choice. Okay, Mr. Cruz Turner, you would like to have your case reset so that you can hire an attorney, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Cruz Turner, just have a seat. We'll call you back up and the clerk will give you your reset date to hire an attorney. Just have a seat. Okay, we just have Beatrice Harrison is represented by Attorney Adams. We'll go to Ms. Harrison. We'll wait for your attorney to arrive. Now, Ms. Harrison, just hold on. I'll come back to your case. Okay, if you want to step out the call, your attorney, you can do that.
I don't even know who they
Okay.
Can we proceed without them?
Well, just hold on. Okay. We're on the record in clause number 321702. The case is styled as State of Texas versus Deshandra Nicole Joseph. Okay, Miss, your full name is Deshandra Nicole Joseph, is that correct? Miss Joseph, I see a note on the docket. It states that your case was reset for you to pay a fine and court costs, is that correct? And you have that fine and court costs today? All right, just have a seat. We'll have someone to come down and talk to you. Give her Deputy Monty. Ivory Milton. We're on the record in clause number 327810. The case is styled State of Texas versus Ivory Darrell Milton. Is that your full name? Mr. Milton, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Milton. I see a note here that said you would hire an attorney.
Yes, I haven't been able to contact Antonio Freeman. I went by his office and I just can't seem to catch up with him. The number that I have, 237-1627, is not a working number anymore.
Okay, you can put your mask back on. So you're trying to hire Mr. Mr. Freeman?
Yeah, Antonio Freeman?
Right. Okay. So how much time do you need to hire him?
I just need to talk to him so I can start paying him.
Okay. What we're gonna do, we'll reset your case 30 days. Yeah, we're gonna. Could you give us a? Okay, your volume is messed up again.
I'll be out.
Okay, just have a seat. She's gonna come out and give you a reset date. Melanie, your volume is still messed up. On the announcement doc, this lady name is, she's the first one, Deshandra Joseph.
I was gonna see if we had a commitment for her and then send her to the sheriff's department today.
Okay, but she got to do the plea first. But y'all gonna have
She's
to,
not done the
no, no,
plea.
no, no, no.
Oh, okay.
Y'all gotta put it on the tablet and
Okay,
stuff for
okay,
her.
yeah, okay, well, Ms. Maxey can take care of that then.
Okay,
Okay.
Ray Brown. Okay, we're on the record in clause number 328404. Case is styled with State of Texas versus Ray Ezel Brown Jr.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Brown, looking at the court's docket. Hold on a minute.
Stay. Judge, are you talking? I see your mic's on mute. Can you hear me?
Your mic is messed up.
It's still messed up.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's really messed up. It's not, Okay, we're on the record and cause number 328404, Mr. Brown. The case is styled State of Texas versus Ray Ezell Brown Jr. That's your full name?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Brown, I see here, there's a note on the docket that states that you, I guess the last time you was here, you stated you want to hire an attorney?
Yes, sir. I got the money out of my attorney, but the only bad thing was when I got paid, he said I can't talk to him till next week, Tuesday. when I can hire him.
Okay, so you're gonna be hiring him in, okay, what we're gonna do, we're gonna reset you 30 days,
Yes, sir.
okay?
Yes, sir.
We'll reset you 30 days to give you time to go and hire your attorney. Oh, yeah.
Next week.
Huh?
Next week.
I was looking at your, you got a felony court date on here,
Yeah, this,
June the 2nd.
yes, sir. June the 2nd.
Let's,
Your Honor, this, this case that he has in our court and your court here is part and parcel with the other cases. That's all from the same event.
okay. Let's put them on the same, we're gonna put them on the same date,
Yes, sir.
okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, when we do that, that means that you have to appear in both courts. I mean, you have to come here and check in, and then you go down there and check in. Now, normally we wait to see what happens in the felony case, and once you finish in the felony case, you have to come back here.
Yes, sir.
And if you just leave, your bond will be forfeited. I'm gonna warrant to be issued for your arrest. So you just need to make sure, once you check in and then you go down there and take care of that case, you come back here. And then if your case is reset, we'll normally reset it on the same day.
Okay, yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Brown, you can stand over there on the X, on the far end, stand on that X in front of the court coordinator. She'll give you a reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go.
All right, thank you.
And you have a blessed day.
You too, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. And that door is locked. You got to go through that door over there. All right, you're welcome. You're welcome. Kyler Jackson. Oh, I'm doing fine. We're on the record in cause number 328474, the state of Texas versus Kyler Jackson. Now, Mr. Jackson, how are you doing? All right. Now, Mr. Jackson, had you appeared in court before on this case, or is this your first time?
No, I came last time and I asked for time to get a lawyer, but immediately after that, I got assigned to Texarkana with my job, and I just got back this morning. I just left at 4 this morning and came back.
Okay, okay. So have you hired that attorney?
Well, I just talked to Mr. James Pettit. He told me to call him when I leave here.
Okay,
To,
so how much time do you need?
I mean, we just gotta sit down and talk about my case and see, where we can go from there, but I plan on hiring Mr. James Pettit.
Okay, we could give you 30 days or 45 days.
That's cool. I have a film court,
Oh, you do? Okay.
Monday.
Oh,
too.
okay.
I don't know, depending on what we talk, how it goes today, I might get it rescheduled Monday too, I don't know. But, I'm just letting you know that I feel.
Okay, what we'll do, we'll reset it 30 days. Okay. And obviously, if you hire an attorney, your attorney will come in and he may get it reset as well. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna reset it, give you time to hire. Mr. Jackson, you can stand over there on the X in front of the court coordinator on the far end. And once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Thank you.
On the ticket? No.
When did she get out of jail?
Oh, it says Winston Adams for the 1st of April.
When did she get out of jail? Do we have that in there? Does it
I
show?
can try to find that.
Okay.
Yeah, I called his office plenty of times, so.
April 5th of 2018 is what it looks like,
That she got out?
that she made bond.
That's the first of, what? For the first,
No, we talking about 2021.
You're doing 2000. Oh, that's for this charge. The most recent one.
I mean, it's from that charge for.
Yeah, I know, but I think she looked at the wrong date.
March 26th, yeah, March 26th.
Yeah. Okay, so she got out. Okay, so what we need to do is, your case.
Come on, Zoom.
Oh, he is?
Yes, he is.
Oh, okay. I don't know how long it's gonna take him. Have a seat. Your attorney's getting ready to come on Zoom. Okay, we're on the record in clause number 317960. The case is styled of State of Texas versus Beatrice Marie Harrison. Ms. Harrison, is that your full name?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Harrison, how are you doing?
All right, how you doing, Judge?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Ms. Harrison, your case is on the court's motion to revoke probation docket. And we have Mr. Mouton, who is from the probation office. And we have Mr. Ray Shearer, who is from the district attorney's office. And we have Mr. Langston Adams, who was appointed to be your attorney in this case. Mr. Adams, how are you doing?
Hey, Judge, I'm doing well.
Okay, Mr. Adams, I think that we kind of figured out in this case,
I can hear you, Judge. Go ahead.
I think Ms. Harrison was appointed on the court's special review docket,
Yes, sir.
and apparently she bonded out before you had a chance to meet her.
Yes,
And
sir.
And so she's in court today. As I said earlier, it's on the motion to revoke probation docket. Do you need to, this case reset?
Yes, sir. And she can come to my office this Monday, 4 o'clock. I'll be there.
Monday at 4 o'clock?
I'll be in my office.
Okay.
Judge, I paid everything.
Mr. Adams.
I paid all my fines.
Okay, yeah, but at this point, okay, well, let me do this here. Hold on, Mr. Adams. Let me get some input from the probation officer, Mr. Mouton. Mr. Mouton?
Yes, sir. Her officer indicated that she's paid her balance in full and was recommending that the motion be dismissed.
Okay, Mr. Adams. Mr. Adams, can you hear me? Go ahead.
Hey, I'm sorry. I having connection issues.
Okay, Mr. Adams, let
Yeah.
me, the state, well, the probation officers has informed the court that Ms. Harrison has paid all of her fees off, and they are recommending that the case be dismissed.
Oh, well, I would be 100% for that.
Okay, Mr. Fuhrer, is that the state's recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor. In fact, I will file the dismissal in just a minute here.
Okay, so this case is going to be dismissed. We will give a copy of the dismissal to Ms. Harrison. Ms. Harrison, once you get your dismissal, you'll be free to go. And Mr. Adams, this was your only case, so this will conclude your case. You'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. You on mute.
Thank you. No, I hear you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. Just have a seat. The state is.
All right.
Ms. Maxey?
Yes, Your Honor.
The clerk is sending the document for Ms. Joseph back to you. You can tell her what you need.
Can you just put on there that the payment needs to be due today?
Sure.
Okay. Ms. Harrison, come on back up. Yeah, I know. Okay, we're back on the record in clause number 317960. Ms. Harrison, the state has filed a motion to dismiss the revocation. And I've just signed the dismissal. It should be coming through in a minute. Oh, here it is. happening right now. So Ms. Harrison, this motion has been completed, has been dismissed. Congratulations. As I tell people all the time, we usually shake hands, but we're gonna have to do an air shake. Congratulations. And your motion of remote probation has been dismissed, and she's no longer on probation. Is that correct? All right. So congratulations, Ms. Harrison. Keep up the good work. You can get a copy of the dismissal from over here. Once you get your dismissal, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank y'all so much.
Okay.
That's it?
That's it. We're gonna get Miss.
Judge, I sent that plea paperwork back, so you guys can check and see if that's okay, what I put on there.
He has it.
I just finished it.
Julie, what's your extension?
8612.
Okay, thanks. Now, I mean, your case was just set for a plea today. Now, if you decide that you do not want to plea, you still have that option, because it hadn't gone through. If you want to hire an attorney, you can decide, you can. Okay. So, that won't go through today. So what we're gonna do, give her one of those forms so she can just check. She's gonna make a choice to hire.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I'd like to bring to the court's attention how old this case is, and this has been dragging on for a long time because the defendant keeps getting reset.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, I mean, she doesn't want to go forward with the plea. I mean, they had a plea bargain set, and I guess a little issue came up regarding whether or not she was getting credit for her time, and so she wants to get an attorney to she wants to hire an attorney to represent her. Oh, you're on mute.
I'm sorry, I was looking at a different field. I understand. I don't think she has the time that she thinks she does.
Okay. So let's do this here. Let's give her 30 days. How old is this case? What's 2018? What's the date? 6/4. Okay, your case is gonna be reset to June 4th. Give you time to hire an attorney. Okay. And I don't think everybody showed up, so we don't have any bond forfeitures today. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. So this will conclude the calling of the court's announcement docket and motion to revoke probation docket on today's date, April 30, 2021. County Court at Law Number 2, Jefferson County, Texas. Judge Terrence L. Holmes presiding.